The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The Shadow People, featuring Nigel Hall.
That's the sound of losing brain share. I've lost many myself, and I know what they sound like.
And Derrick, Smoker Freeman.
Musicians that don't like to talk about themselves are called performance artists.
Coming to you live from the Shadow Box.
Well,
Here we are.
here we are. Welcome to the fourth episode of The Shadow People. I'm your host, Nigel Hall,
I'm Derrick Freeman.
and you are now in tune to Shadow People. We are glad to be back. We'd like to say Happy New Year. But the new year, they ain't really start so happy. And,
It started off wild, son.
God damn.
Yeah.
If that's how we starting, my father always used to say, if it starts wrong, it's gonna end wrong. So I'm trying to keep an open mind, and I'm trying to keep a positive, more optimistic outlook on life in general. But y'all doing too much. Y'all ain't helping. It's some wild shit that has occurred in this city particular that is on the world fucking stage.
You know what's crazy, man, is that this country, this city is so violent. Like when I woke up, on the morning of the first, like all of us, I woke up to like a myriad of text messages, like, an exorbitant amount of text messages. But there's some, people shot on Bourbon Street. And like, I even remember when like, somebody's like 10 people shot on Bourbon Street. Like, it took me aback for a second because I was like, damn, 10.
But that usually happens.
What I'm saying, but even, it usually happens, but even the number even got me, but only for like a second. I was like, damn, 10, that seems like a lot. But it still wasn't enough to jolt me out of my sleep. Right. I still went back to sleep for another hour, right?
Right.
I'm just saying.
And thoughts and prayers to them. We're not laughing at
No, I'm just saying that's how desensitized we are to the violence.
You're right.
And then like when I woke up an hour later and really read what was going on, I was like, wait, what happened? Like, wait, what?
Man.
So yeah, it was a whole, it was, and it's sad to me that it took that level of extremism for me to like, for it to like register with me that like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not that I wasn't sad to hear 10 people got shot if that was just what happened.
Right.
But my reaction to that versus my reaction to it being a terrorist act was way different.
Right.
But then also I'm saddened by the fact that like it took some terrorist act for me to like have any reaction at all.
Right.
To say any sort of violence.
And
that's just where we're at. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Not to mention too, my son, like I said, my son is here. And, he's young, he's 23, and he wanted to go down in the quarter so bad. And I wasn't going to be he down here on vacation. Yeah. I was not going to be the one to be like, nah, you can't do that because, he should be able to go and see that. He should be able to go down there and have a halfway decent time and not have to worry about no fucking shit like that.
Yeah.
And it has a lot to do with the city too. And the officials and who runs this motherfucker, which we'll get into later. But I went down there, and my whole plan was to be in bed at 9:30. But instead I was up checking on him, making sure he was cool. He was down there living his best life. He had a great time. He went down there. He called me like 1:30. He was like, "Come get me." All right, I'm good. Come get me. So I went down there, and it was already a fucking madhouse as it is. And I went down there and I picked him up and I was just so relieved. Yeah, he was drunk, but good. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it was.
That was his intention.
That was his intent. Right. And he got what he came for.
Right.
So that's good. And so we went home. It was all good. Smoked the joint, went to sleep. And I woke up to the news and was like, God damn. Like, seriously, literally an hour after I got him, that shit happened. He told me, I remember we was watching the news because, they ain't been playing the shit nonstop on the news. And he said, they showing some of the victims, some of the people who got killed down there. And he said, I walked right past that dude. You know what I'm saying? And so man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, most of the victims were actually his age.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah,
and
I feel you with that.
And so I want to send
fear.
thoughts and prayers to all the people who lost somebody during that heinous fucking terrorist attack.
I'm just based on my social media. I know a few people that were connected to a few of those people down there,
right?
Because they were local citizens. It's just,
it's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's really fucked up. And there's a lot of people that run the city, and I'm trying to be careful about what I say in terms of that because I'm a transplant. I'm originally from DC, and I done lived all kind of other places before I settled here. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying really hard to not be, but I live here. I live here and I have roots here and I'm making roots here. And that part of me feels like I'm right in saying what I need to say about, how this city is fucking run because I fucking live here and you fucking live here. You know what I'm saying? And, y'all need to get that shit together. Them fucking, them barricades that they had, you go on and they had the chief of police on, I don't know. I'm good. Fuck that. I'm saying this shit. The chief of police talking about,
the bollards.
Yeah, the bollards. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, we had them. I didn't know we had them, but we had them. You know what I'm saying? Those things should have been up. All of those things should have been up. And like they there any other fucking time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like what made New Year's Eve any different? So that's just some really fucked up shit. And like I said, I'm gonna send thoughts and prayers out to the people who lost someone there and the people who were injured. That's just some real fucked up shit. Yeah, man. That really makes me.
It's mind-boggling on several levels, right? But like the thing y'all care about the most, like the economy, right? Like if it's about the money, like why y'all fucking up with the money then? It's like the Sugar Bowl is a microcosm of the Super Bowl, right? So it's like this supposed to be the test run for the Super Bowl. And like y'all and the world's supposed to be convinced that we can host this shit.
Well, you have failed miserably.
What's I'm saying? Like, y'all about to fuck a bunch of gigs up too. Like
These niggas about to move to
what I'm
Super
saying is
Bowl.
we all got Super Bowl gigs on the books. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all about to mess with everybody money, and I thought that's what y'all cared about the most. So what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like how? I just don't understand. I mean,
whole ass.
Don't get me wrong. Like. Gross incompetence, gross negligence aside,
right?
Like, a terrorist, evil motherfucker is gonna do what he do. I mean, he would have found a street to go down. So I don't want to get too caught up in that. Like their incompetence could have prevented this situation. That's not what I'm saying. But besides all that, like, weren't you trying to put on a good face for the shit that's coming up? So what are we doing? I'm just,
and you failed miserably.
It's a fail on many levels.
And then you talking about trying to have the fucking Super Bowl. They about to move the Super Bowl. I can tell you that right now.
I feel like it's gonna be hard to do with all the moving parts, but
I'm
sure they're talking about it.
And if they don't move it,
right,
it's not happening here for a long time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, and look, let's just be clear. Crazy. I mean, I'm surprised everywhere.
First of all, I'm surprised we got it after the lights went out 10 years ago. To be honest with you.
Yeah, that's right.
So
I was actually at that Super Bowl.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Anyway.
You want to hear something else crazy about that particular Super Bowl? That was the first when I first met my wife. That was the first date we went on. Was the Super Bowl, and I was like, "Damn, I shouldn't have done that." Because what's the next date gonna be? Like, I gotta top that shit, But apparently it worked because we've been married.
I played
for
a
10 years.
pre-party with Kermit. Was hanging out with the Duck Dynasty dudes.
You was hanging out with the Duck Dynasty
exactly.
dudes at the Super Bowl.
Right.
That's so crazy.
Uh-huh.
I can see you in there right now with them motherfuckers in their camouflage. God damn.
Anyway,
let's move on.
Let's move on. Man. My sentiments exactly that you had, like, for the people in New Orleans, as they be. I'm not gonna say the R word because I hate that. We need to stop with that.
Yeah.
And y'all know what I mean when I say that. It's a, a word they like to use for us that it's not good.
Right. Exactly.
So we just need to focus on, loving each other. Like
how was your holiday?
It was great, man. It's chill.
Let's talk about something that's not fucking.
Yeah, it was great.
Surrounded in death and destruction of the fucking.
Like I said, I was happy for once. You know what I'm saying? Like for a long time during the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Got my life in order.
Hey man, that was a great party, bro.
Thank you.
I really did. Derrick had a New Year's Day party, which was even after the events, we still had a New Year's Day party because, if y'all watched the last episode, this is exactly what the fuck we were talking about. It's like, this is why we don't go out on this particular night, because of these motherfuckers, man. And I know I've been saying I'm not gonna cuss, but like, this is very angering to me. So, and this is exactly why I literally sat there with my son and told him, like, yo, don't go down there thinking it's all willy-nilly, because it's not. You need to have your head on the fucking swivel. Anyway, that's we was talking about that. Your party was amazing. And let me tell you what the MVP of the party was. Them goddamn cupcakes. Boy, I'm telling you, look, I'm on a diet, and I went in there and I said, cupcakes. I was like, Homer Simpson in that motherfucker. And I had 3 of them bitches.
You don't eat pork, so you would have known.
And I don't eat pork.
The ribs were the real star of the show.
A lot of swine.
Oh, no.
But some real nigga shit. But that's all right, though.
No, we had a good time. Jenna, she's an incredible host.
Yeah,
we had a
shout
good time.
out to Jenna.
And so I'm glad everybody came out, and we had to fellowship a little bit, even though we were all in total shock too. So that, I guess that helped us having the party. I guess if we'd have had a couple of days to think about it, we probably wouldn't have had the party.
Yeah, exactly.
But
right.
I'm glad it happened. I'm glad everybody came over.
Yeah,
right.
Everybody came over.
So I appreciate it.
And it was really cool. I appreciate you having us over, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of fun. We're doing a lot of fantastic things on this podcast. We want to encourage all of the viewers and listeners to like and subscribe. We have a Gmail where questions and concerns and comments can be sent to. It's shadowpeoplepodcast@gmail.com. I finally said the shit right.
There it is.
God. That's only because it's a piece of paper here with it, so I don't fuck it up like I did 4 times the last episode. I counted. So we want to do that. But speaking of which, we got our first comments on some of the shorts that we put out. And
were they bots? I don't know. I'm here for it though.
You know what? I really think that it was definitely the bot factory. And the reason I say that is because a lot of these things, they don't have these people faces or any kind of picture on the side of them. But you know what? These comments, they actually made me laugh. As racist, as fucked up as they were, they made me laugh. Let's go to the clip. We're going to play the clip. I'm going to play the clip right now.
I don't like white Christmas.
Yeah.
For a myriad of reasons.
For a lot of reasons. I mean, that was kind of my number one.
Yeah, that's probably my number.
Although, Otis Redding did a great version of that.
I'm sure Otis, because
it's Otis.
Yeah. Some of those, like, I don't like that fa la 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 one. Like, I don't like, there's too much Latin in the lyrics.
I don't like it either because it's called Deck the Halls.
Right.
I wish you would try to deck one of the halls
wow.
over here. All right, so now let's delve into some of the comments if we can, shall we? The first yeah. Look, let's the first one. Let's see, because we're gonna put people on blast here. That's really small. I can't see like I used to. I ain't got my bifocals on
These
today.
people aren't real. It doesn't.
But they ain't real, so it don't even matter. One of them says, I don't like ignorant people, which is great because we got something in common. I don't like ignorant people either.
Right.
Somebody asked, they said, are they referencing a book called White Christmas? I'm so confused.
Well, I'm confused by that question.
We're not talking about no books.
No.
I'm just reading here. Somebody said, what? The next one said nobody asked,
That's true.
which is true. But you watched, so
You
there you
did.
go. Somebody now here's the other one. This one I liked a lot. This one somebody says racist POS.
I'll take it. Why not?
I love it. Oh,
Hey, if white
man.
people can be racist on the internet, then we can
And
too. Damn it.
so can we. Okay? And look, I want to be clear is that we not racist.
No, we're not.
You know, but we know it when we see it. And you come with that energy, I'm gonna match it.
Yeah.
Straight up.
But my favorite one is the last comment.
This I think this one actually is my favorite one too. This one says, move then.
And I like
Well, I
move,
tell you what.
And I like move bitch get out the way. I think they
Listen.
moving me like, back to Africa. But
Yeah. Well,
I
then
was
I
born
tell
in
you
Houston,
what.
son. So I don't know what to tell you.
Well, look, y'all start the Back to Africa movement.
Just like that terrorist
and give us some
was
money.
born in Texas.
Look, listen, I tell you what, if you give us reparations, give us the fucking money that we deserve to get back to Africa, then I'll go. If you look, I mean this, I really do. If black people in this country are paid the reparations that we absolutely deserve, I can't speak for anybody else, but I will move back to Africa. I'll get the fuck out of here. I'm not even playing because I'm telling you, y'all wildin', and y'all been wildin', and you know it. So I ain't gonna say too much on that, but that's what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you for your comments.
Oh my God! Yeah, there it is.
I can't wait to see the comments on that short. That was gonna be great. I can't wait for that. Yeah, I had a great time for the holidays. We in, little segue. I had a great time for the holidays. I thought that, like I said, I had my son down here, and I spent a lot of time with him, and I learned a lot from him this particular visit.
He is of a particular generation.
He is of a particular generation, and not only that, I learned a lot about us and a lot about our relationship. And we went and had a very enlightening conversation particularly last night. And being a father, it never fucking stops. It never stops. And just the more you see your children grow, whether they grow with you or apart from you, you learn so much more about yourself and about how you came up, and you see the things, well, not necessarily problems, but you see a lot of the things that you went through as a young man, your child going through it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the same attitude about things. And it was just so crazy. And there was some things that yeah, I had a problem with, but it ain't nothing I can really do about those things in terms of, raising a man. The best thing because I had a conversation, a very enlightening conversation with my father about it. And that's the whole thing, is that the lineage, it's like my father, me, my son. And everything that I was talking to my father about, it's just like, because my father's in his 70s. And everything that I was talking to him about, the things I was proud of, the things I was frustrated about, it's so crazy because when I would mention those things, I would just hear this little chuckle come from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, my father was right about all of that shit, and one of the main topics of the conversation that me and my son had last night was about trust. I ain't gonna get into the whole conversation, but we talked about trust, and we talked about basically how I have to trust him now to make decisions that are sound, that so that he can get on in this world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's on his own bus.
He's on his own
Got
bus.
off of your bus.
He's not on my bus no more.
He's doing his own thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it makes me sad and it makes me proud at the same time. It's like, it's like when your child, like when the bird flies out the nest. He flew out the nest.
Yeah.
But it's when you're checking on him and you just seeing his progress, and there's so much that he's doing to be proud of. But it's certain things as a father, because you always want to make sure that your kids are all right, But now I'm at the point where it's like, it's just nothing I can say, because he's going to do what he feels he needs to do to be right. And I gotta trust him. And I have been trusting him. And he hasn't led me astray so far. And it makes me feel good, but I'm concerned about things. But because it's a generational gap, and that's how they do that.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're all right. They've seen so much. Like even like myself at 23, or you at 23, I'm sure, but I know me for sure at 23, like I was extremely adventurous. Like I had already seen many parts of the world at that point. It was very adventurous, but I was still very sheltered compared to a 23-year-old nowadays, because I didn't have access to all the shit they have access to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had to find out things the hard way. Like, oh, this is how money works, or this is how it works when you travel, or this is how, shit you could just learn on your own now.
Right.
So they're just far more advanced in some ways, way less advanced socially, I believe.
Right.
As far as like people to people interactions, which is very important, as we see, which is what's lacking in the world, which is, it causes all kind of problems. But the wealth of information that an average 23-year-old has versus when I was 23 in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
not
not
a whole other thing, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not. It's incomparable. So I can't imagine having that bandwidth of information at your fingertips, and also how that affects you, because you ain't even. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's not like he. Your thoughts still ain't slowed down yet at that age.
Exactly. And yeah, man, it's a thing, and I guess the only thing I could say really is the best thing to do is just continue to be consistent, in each other's lives, not just me, but him too, and man, it's just crazy, just because I just remember how I felt about certain things, about how I was raised, at 23, and I didn't understand shit.
Right.
At 23.
Right.
And I'm not saying that he don't, because there's a lot that he absolutely does understand, But man, it's just crazy.
I gotta pee so bad.
You
I'm
gotta
sorry.
pee.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a short pause for the cause, because he about to die.
Right. All right, y'all.
All right, y'all. We're back.
We're back here on the Shadow People.
People.
Inside the shadow box.
Yep, inside the shadow box. We're all old now, and we have thoughts, and we have to go to the bathroom at inopportune times a lot of the time. So sometimes I get up during the letter show. I just right in the middle. Look, Shmeen soloing. Oh, I got time.
Look, man. My every time the temperature changes, like 5-6 degrees, I'm like, I gotta
go.
I gotta pee.
I haven't experienced that yet.
It's
coming.
It's all good.
Hey, look, we this is a new sort of thing for us, and we always trying new things, and we got something new that we're about to try today that I think we're gonna do regardless of whether we try it or not, whether it goes well the first time or not. But we have the assistant DA, Danny Abel, as the news correspondent.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about current events and news and things that
we don't have the thought capacity to talk about. So
Danny, I would love your thoughts as a world traveler, as we all are. But you have just recently traveled to other parts of the world, and so now that you're back home and it's a shit show, I'd like to know your thoughts on, just America and where we're at. It's not that loaded of a question.
We're throwing this nigga in the fire right now. Let's go.
My thoughts on. I'll just start by saying I love White Christmas. It's fucking amazing.
I knew that about you.
It's my favorite thing on earth. I don't know, man. That's weird because
he ain't trying to get hit with the bots.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to get some bot attention here. Come on. But no, it's kind of crazy because I was in Europe for like 2 weeks, but there's like all these Christmas markets. So like, all these towns have like these little, like the center of town, they'll have like a town square with shops, boutiques set up. And there was that attack that happened in Germany when I was there, where the dude drove into the Christmas market and killed a bunch of people.
Did that happen while you were there?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't in Germany, but I was in Europe. I was in France, so like not that far away. But it's kind of crazy then to come back and like, I don't know. I've always thought New Orleans was kind of like kind of what you said. Like when I woke up and I get all these texts and it's like, just checking in, are you okay? And I'm like assuming it's our sort of normal breed of someone opens fire in a crowd,
right?
But then to like see what it actually is like. I always thought New Orleans was kind of like immune to that,
I did too, because I always figured like ISIS and Al Qaeda was like hiding out here. Honestly, I'm serious. Like I figured like it was like they wanted like, because it'd be easy for them to do so.
I mean, if you want to hide out anywhere,
right? That's
New
what I'm
Orleans
saying.
is like a good place to do it.
If they saw that press conference, like they would know how incompetent. Like this is you can do whatever the fuck you want
that
here.
press conference is a fucking dumpster fire, bro. God damn.
It was crazy. It was crazy. It was inappropriate. It was like ignorant. And then like, and the misinformation. They were just saying whatever. Like
like kind of like placating to like the conspiracy. Like you're the liberal media without like saying those words. I was like, what are you talking about? They're just asking if the city is safe. It's like, and if you don't know, just say you don't know. Like you can admit you don't know, but like then they just start yelling at the media. It was crazy.
My favorite was the lady sideline reporter. Like she's in the middle of the football field in the Superdome, and she was like, "They're saying the Superdome's too dangerous to play the game." I'm like, "Bitch, Elite, why are you there? Why if it's the most dangerous place
in the middle
on
of
the planet,
the place?
why are you standing on the 50-yard line?"
You were standing in the middle, literally in the middle.
So it always seemed a little. And then yesterday, like the narrative, like everybody interviewed from all the city council people they interviewed, the DA they interviewed, the former mayor, and they all had like the sugar bowl that got to them because they were all like, yes, 24 hours is definitely enough time. And I was like, that's a formulated response. Even if they were like speaking from the heart, the particular response about that seemed very formulated. I was like, this is the narrative is already out about what.
You know what really pissed me off about that the media attention that they were doing was they had this one guy. It was on CNN, and they had this one guy. And he went into there was a guy that got hit by the truck. And he ended up right by the truck, and they saved him because he was already in a wheelchair, and the cops went to him and he was alive, and they were like, "Bro, you're alive. We're gonna take care of you," and they took him to the hospital. And the guy goes in, so the reporter goes into the hospital room where the guy is, and he's hooked up to the machines and shit, and it's asking the motherfucker questions while he's hooked up to the machine. And then they get the dude so riled up. They ask him all of these questions to get him riled up. And like he's crying. And the lady that was like, could have been his wife or somebody in his family, was sitting next to him, was trying to calm him down and was telling the dude, like, yo, will you fucking stop talking to this dude right now? Like the dude is traumatized, and it's like they pull it, and they don't know what to ask. They always ask the wrong questions. You hear them asking the same thing over and over again, trying to get these results. Yeah, just for good TV, man. Leave them motherfuckers alone, man.
So what was
that shit pissed me off.
What was the differences you noticed though from when it happened in Europe versus when it was happening here?
Honestly, I don't really know because like I wasn't in the town where it happened, so I don't know like what the reactions were like there. So it was probably like whatever I'm seeing was probably similar to like the way you guys felt when you're like, I'm closer in proximity, but I'm still in another country than where it even happened. Exactly. So I don't know, even here it's like, I don't know how like how if anyone else in the country or in the world is really thinking that much about like what happened in New Orleans right now, as much as like we are because we're like living here, you know?
Right.
I was curious to know whether, because I felt like, I mean, it was hard to tell on TV because obviously the dome wasn't that crowded because they were like focusing in on the close-ups. But I don't know if there was more Georgia people or Notre Dame people. But just from like, I felt like Georgia people, for some reason, I feel like they would be more inclined to leave than to stay because I feel like Notre Dame people are like, a lot of them from New York and Chicago or whatever it said, and they're like terrorist attack, whatever. Like that's what I'm saying. Like even these things are like we're sort of desensitized to. You know what I'm saying? There's like all the people from New York are like that phased by it. They're like, but whatever. I'm going to the game anyway. You know what I'm saying?
That's one difference too, though. Like my initial thought before I looked at the news or before they started saying who it was white nationalist attack. You know, thinking like, of course, New Orleans particularly, you know what I mean? It's not like New York. And
they got so hyped when it was a brown dude, and they were quick to call him an immigrant, and it's like, no, he's not.
I know.
He's from Texas.
So crazy. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just like when Luigi did that shit, and they went on the news, and they said, they called it, they said, it's a light-skinned male. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Instead of just saying white, it's a light-skinned male.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, you know what I'm saying? Had it been a black person, you know what I'm saying? They'd have been all black person, you know what I'm saying? They'd have been all in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, that's.
But I'm saying that the Speaker of the House, the President-elect, our own governor, using it as a platform to talk about immigration. It's like, first of all, he's not even an immigrant. This is domestic terrorist. This is the problem y'all have. It's all the problems is caused by domestic born terrorists. Exactly. And y'all is breeding this shit. And like I said, and the kids, y'all have fucked the kids up. They're totally desensitized to it. Just like the girl, the meme we sent each other about the girl, like people getting pissed off at Gen Z because of the way they're like supporting Luigi. And and it's like, no, y'all made it this way. We the ones been doing school shooting drills since preschool. Mm-hmm. And you expect us to give a shit about a gun? About one person getting shot? Right. They're like, you know, me and my friends got shot in school, out of school, at church. Like, come on, man. Like, y'all can't.
In church.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all can't have fake outrage over this shit. Like,
that's the one place you're supposed to be able to go and lay all your burdens down. But you got to worry about getting killed in church now. Bro.
No, it's a crazy thing because, you know, like in Louisiana now you can do like concealed carry, just like you don't have to even know how to use a gun. You just open up like there's that Louisiana wallet app.
Right.
You just hit yes, and then if you like aren't a convicted felon, you can concealed carry, like with no idea how to even use your weapon. Or whatever,
Damn.
Know? It's like completely crazy. But when that happened, like the church I play at, the preacher, like when they first passed that law, he was like, "I'm sorry, I even have to say this, but guns are not allowed at this church."
Right.
He's like, "I know that like you can just get your concealed carry, but like don't bring it here." You know.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. You have to like even bring that up.
You remember? Oh, Drew, we were all remember that gig we did in Virginia? Years ago?
Yes, where you get a discount if you bring your gun.
Yeah, bro, we did a gig.
You get a discount on drinks if you bring your gun.
It was like maybe an hour outside of DC, like, you know, that part of Virginia. Leesburg, Virginia, son. We played, I mean, I guess the guy was like from Lafayette or something. So he had like this random Cajun restaurant in the middle of Virginia. And it was like, they would have like, you know, they were like, Big Sam played there last week. You know what I'm saying? We're like, all right, shit, yeah, we'll do the gig. And it was like, wait. Like, son, while we're setting up, like people literally like laying their shits on the table, like,
yeah,
because they want that discount.
Right.
You get a discount on food and drinks if you bring your gun.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
that's so crazy. And then that doesn't do
anything that was like
perpetuate.
And look, that was like 10, 12. That was like 10, 12 years ago.
Fucking drunk, so you can get pissed and blow somebody's fucking head off in here.
Think about it. And that was like 10, 12 years ago. Like Obama was president when that shit was going down. So how wild you think that shit is now, son?
Man, how wild you? The question is, how wild you think it's gonna get?
Yeah,
because again, if we started this way, you know what I'm saying? If we started this way, how is it going? Boy, I'm telling you, what's this? 25 to 60 or 70? God damn, that's a long time. 4 years.
You saw the photo of the Cybertruck on fire in front of Trump Hotel. It's just like a Cybertruck, and it says Trump is like the perfect metaphor.
I mean, and look with the whole Elon President Musk. Another homegrown terrorist, literally an enlisted, still in the military.
Yeah,
I'm like, so y'all wait. So the dude was still in the military,
still a special agent. Yeah,
wow. The guy in Vegas.
The guy in Vegas.
Yeah,
wow.
Like not even retired military.
I thought you was talking about the one in New Orleans.
Both. I'm saying he's retired
also,
military. Well, that's my point.
Okay, yeah.
The other guy was still enlisted.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Domestic terrorism.
So like, y'all, this narrative about these immigration, like y'all need to worry about
the motherfuckers that's in here already.
That's who's causing all the terror.
Worry about them rednecks in
It's like the dude that ran over all the people in Charlottesville, the dude that ran over all the people in South by Southwest. They was all Americans. That's who's doing that shit.
The dude rented a Toro, which can
I really want when we went to Austin.
well, that proves my point, which can be sketchy as it is. That's what I was literally getting ready to say. You just finished what the fuck I was saying. He rented a Toro,
right,
and drove it from Houston again to from Houston to New Orleans, and did that shit. And then they said that the truck was an electric truck, so nobody heard it. Nobody even heard it. That's just some wild shit to me. That shit is just fucking wild to me, bro.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
Like, who fucking does shit like that, man? You know? Like, and it just makes me just feel so grateful that I went to go and pick my son up and got him out of that before that shit happened. I woke up and I saw that news, and I know we still talking about this shit, but like, God damn, bro. It is just incredible to me that in 2025, we are still dealing with this kind of fucking retarded fucking this type of thinking, man. It's crazy. And then to go to another country and to see how, because when I go to other countries, I see. Oh, I can't wait to see the comments and all this shit. But when I go to other countries and I see how just everyone else has their shit together, you know, and it may not even be all the way together, but it's more together than here.
They got problems.
Yeah.
They got issues. I mean, like I said, there's problems every fucking where.
Again, see, Danny and I have been a lot of places. Again, we were in.
You act like I ain't never been no fucking where.
I'm talking about together.
Oh, okay.
What I'm saying.
Okay. My fault. You know I love you.
Yeah. What I'm saying is relax. What I'm saying is relax. We were in Istanbul. This was 2018. Cause we had been there a couple of times. In 2018, we were supposed to play, but it was election day, right? So everything got shut down because in that country, everybody's off on election day.
It's their election.
Yeah, I mean the election's still a farce,
yeah.
but whatever. They still have it, right? And then so like shit shut down. But then like at midnight, the whole city opened back up, and it was like the World Cup. So we were out chilling. We went out. We like smoked hookah. We was like having a good time with the locals and shit, right? And we stayed at the Soho House, so the shit was nice, right?
Right.
So I get back to the room, and they had brought me a bottle. Cause like, you know, I was still drinking at the time. But I'm saying, but like, they didn't let me have the bottle in the room during the election day. But like, when I got back after midnight, they had brought the bottle to my room. Like, leave it up now. So I crack open the bottle. I got a cigar and I'm sitting on my balcony smoking a cigar. And I turned on CNN International. First thing they said, civil unrest in Istanbul. I was like, are you sure? Cause I'm like, I'm here right now. And I'm like,
it was live? Are you sure it was live?
Yeah.
It was live news.
Yeah. So, you know, the news.
Damn.
That's why we have Danny doing
That's
the news.
why we got Danny.
What difference does it make? Does he
I'm
like
doing the news.
Right, exactly.
Like,
Like,
doing the news.
Yeah, what do I know about the news?
Nah, but he's
exactly. What does anybody know? That's my point.
Exactly.
There you
Well,
go.
that's kind of the thing that I'm thinking
Right.
these days too. It's like I kind of feel like it's like we're in this new modern kind of war that's like the information war that like instead of going and just like bringing soldiers to the place you're trying to have war with, you like get the people, you know, fighting within themselves, you know, like destabilize it via social media, via whatever information is, you know, like you think like the internet is like, it's going to like expand how much information we have and like access to information, but it really just like limits it so much more. It's like just pushing it through this like little filter now.
Right.
And it's like, you just read all these articles that are all just saying the same thing in different words, you know?
Right.
So it's like, I just feel like there's a definite push, which I'm sure America's just as guilty of doing this to other countries as other countries are doing it here or whatever. But like, you know, just trying to get people going crazy.
Yeah, because man, when you go to places on the ground level, shit's not like that. You know, like we you travel these places and your people freak out. They're like, oh my God, you're going to the Middle East or you're going to Israel or you're like, you guys be careful. I'm like, motherfucker, you live in the 7th ward. Like, you be careful.
You know
what are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Like we're fine. Like, it's not like that. It's like people have this
you realize where I
obscure
grew
vision.
up?
Well, but I'm saying even in America, like I remember when I was growing up, you tell people if you're from Texas and they be like, oh, y'all ride horses to school? You got a cowboy hat? I'm like, what are you talking about? I live in a big ass city. I don't know what, like, and people think from Louisiana, they all think we the water boy down here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, people have a skewed vision of even each other in this country. Like, they think everybody in Georgia is fucking toothless and everybody in Iowa's eating corn and fat. And it's just like, it's just not true. It's not true in these other countries either.
Right.
Like, there's, civilization is civilized. It's all over the place. It's not like we didn't even create the shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Just
Americans,
like it's crazy all over
right,
the fucking
exactly.
place too.
Like we think we the bastions of civilization, and it's like, bro, we barely hanging on. Like you know what I'm saying? We're savages out here.
So just I mean, this is a little bit off topic, but it's kind of on topic. But as far as the game went the other day, was it packed? Or was it?
No, I don't think so. Because they, like I said, they were showing close-ups of the crowd, so there's no way it was packed.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, most of the people went home. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like I said, I think some of the Notre Dame people stayed because I think that some of them live in New York and they're like, whatever, we might have a terrorist attack when we land.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, it's just
Shit, I got.
like I said, people are
tomorrow.
numb. People are numb to this shit. It's like, and which is also preparing us for the warfare Danny's talking about. Like, we don't even react in real time to shit no more. So you know what I'm saying? They could have a planned thing going down, and it would take us days to figure out. Cause we're all so fucking stupid.
Right.
It would take us days to even figure out that it's going down. It's like, yeah, bro, they got us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and by manipulating these traffic lights and these flight patterns, there's all kind of shit they can do.
Right.
That'll cause all kind of turmoil that like nobody's paying attention to.
I would like to pose a question that is off of the topic of that terrorist shit. I feel like we've talked about it enough. Y'all know enough about it. But since we're all musicians here, I have a question. Is live music dead?
I'm afraid so, my friend.
You think so?
I mean, it's dying, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean,
But to what level?
I mean, people want to be entertained and they want to be musically entertained, just not necessarily by a live band. People really love DJs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they really love DJs. And people our age and older love live music, but that's a slippery slope.
That is in itself is a slippery slope.
Yeah, so
I don't think it's dead.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know, like, I guess
There's
it's
no
just,
money in it. The money is gone. That's
The
what it
money
is.
is gone.
Yeah,
They
it's
took
definitely
all-
like,
yeah.
I think it's different than,
Yeah.
So I guess my question should have been: have the funds dried up for live
Yeah,
music?
That's gone.
You know,
And
that part is
are
gone.
we good with doing this podcast now? And,
where are our sponsors? Come on.
Yeah, exactly. We need some
we
sponsors.
need some sponsorship, please.
Yeah.
We'll take sponsors from
We'll
Live
take
Nation. Come on.
sponsors. You know,
They got the money.
They got the money. We'll say live music is alive and well. Right. Live Nation.
He looked right at me.
Oh, perfect. Bam. It was already, that was perfect, Danny.
That's a sales pitch. That's what I'm really
You know,
Help
no,
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's like, what does it mean to say that it's dead or whatever? I mean, I think that like touring is probably way harder. I think like the days of like, you create a band and you get in a van and you just like go out there and do it, and then that actually turns into a viable career. Like, I think that's like pretty unrealistic.
And while that's difficult to do, when we were doing it, it was fun. And
Yeah.
I think that now, I think because I'm fortunate, and I think we all are fortunate to be a part of viable things, that will help us financially and get to play some music that is actually cool. And not a lot of people have that option.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think, I read something on Instagram this morning about somebody that we know who was having a gig, who was an amazing musician and loves music as much as we do. But it was like, I got a gig and I don't even want to. The man literally said, I don't want to play this gig. I'm done. I don't feel like playing it.
And that was because of like what happened in New Orleans? Like
No,
or that-
I don't know. I don't know why.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why. But I just think that when people get to that point, somebody that loves music as much as we love music
Yeah.
and love playing it as much as we play. And look, I ain't even gonna lie. I get it.
It's just
Because I be at home, and y'all know me. Like and it don't even have nothing to do with me being sober now. Like I feel like when I'm at home, I'm not trying to go do no fucking gig down the
But
street.
also, but see, that's the thing is like music sparks people's curiosities, and people aren't that curious anymore. People want to be
ain't curious
people want to
no
be
more.
proven right, like you said about
Immediately.
the shit that's been filtered to them.
Right.
So even when we were traveling back in the day, and we had like mixed race bands, and we would go to some sketchy parts of the country, and it would feel uncomfortable. Even the people in that part of the country were open. They were curious and they were open to learn some shit. They're like,
Right.
you guys from New Orleans, huh? What kind of music that is? Like, all right, like cool, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now people see it as an affront, like, who are these fucking dirty liberals coming in my town trying to
Exactly.
spread their
Just
evil
like when-
message? So it's like
Yeah,
people ain't
exactly.
you can't win people over no more. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You used to be able to roll into a town and be like, no, we got this. Like, trust me, 30 minutes into the show,
Right.
y'all be having
Y'all
a fucking
gonna be-
good time.
yeah.
But you're not even
Just
getting
like
that
when
chance
we went
now.
to a
Motherfuckers,
Skona.
they trying to run you out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just like when we went to a Skona that time.
Oh, we got to talk about that. Yeah.
Ooh, buddy.
Dude, I'll
We
definitely
went-
send you
okay.
that photo.
that picture.
Yeah, we
Okay,
go to
cool.
with the pictures. There's the picture right there. But we went to a Skona, and y'all had already been there. I think we talked about this the other day. But
We've
y'all
been
had,
there like a week.
Y'all
by the
had
time
been
y'all-
there like a week by the time I got there. And I was like, all right, what's up? Let's go. What we doing? You know what I'm saying? And it was you, me, AJ, James,
Leon.
Leon Kid Chocolate. I mean, I know I'm calling all these people by their first name, but AJ Hall, James Martin, Leon Kid Chocolate Brown, Danny, Derrick, myself.
Yeah, that was the group.
And we were at this place called the Magic Bar.
Magic Bar.
Magic
That's
Bar.
gonna.
And
So if all the musicians will know exactly where we were and why we were there.
and why we would, because there was definitely magic happening in this place.
Yes, always
And-
magic at the Magic Bar.
And man, I'm telling you, and those were the times when I felt like even though we had the debauchery,
But it was funny because
still
that was
fun.
that summer it was the first summer that after Trump got elected, right? And so like the Europeans' response to him.
Was it really?
Yeah, so like we were in Edinburgh.
Was it?
We were in Edinburgh and when Trump was there, like Trump was there in Scotland, like one of the days we were
man.
there, and they were having this whole big ass protest, and we joined the protesters, of course. And we were like, yeah,
it's like,
like,
fuck this nigga.
yeah, exactly. Like, we don't give a. Well, I'm saying, but it hadn't gotten tarnished yet. Like
Right.
people were still feeling sorry for us. Like, oh my God, I can't believe y'all elected that guy. They're like, yeah, us neither. But like, whatever. It was still
Right.
everybody was all. They were very open and they were still happy that we were Americans and we were there like representing. But I feel like when I went to Europe last year,
Right.
that had all. They were like, whoa, like
Yeah.
what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
I don't want to believe. I don't want to believe that live music is dead because I love music
Right.
and I love being able to be in positions where I can go and share my music with people because I really, it's a reason. I feel like that's the reason I'm here. I knew that from a very young age, but I also believe that everything must change, and I also believe that with growth comes change, and you got to move with the times, and there's always going to be because we love music so much and it is in us. There's always going to be a way for us to express it, and we all are very seemingly smart individuals, so we can figure out a way to make this music and give it to people and share who we are with people. But we got to move with.
And we're
how
also
things are
blessed to
going.
be able to live here too.
And we're
People-
also blessed.
People
to,
still
Yeah.
appreciate it as a medium of entertainment in
Exactly.
New Orleans. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. And but I don't want to believe that it's dead. Just like I didn't want to believe that soul music or the kind of music that I make is dead because it's a lost art. Like I'm really into some shit that ain't around no more.
Yeah.
And I choose to use that as inspiration to make my own music. So, there was a resurgence of that some time ago, and there's always still really a resurgence of that because we all love that, and anybody that has any sense is really into that kind of music. But I just want to I'm a creative, and I want to in whatever way I can be, and it's not just music. And the thing is I'm glad that question was posed, because I feel like whatever we are as creatives, now is the time to start looking into really other avenues of that creativity.
Yeah.
And being
Hence this podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a show that I was filming called Behind the Groove, where I basically tour chronicles, but just what people like to know what it is that we do in our lives, outside of music. And I like to do that. And I like shoes, and I like fucking records, and I like talking about records, and I like so if there's anybody watching out there, my advice to you is just to not pigeonhole yourself into one thing, because you have enough creative sense to be able to find other things to do with your life.
And as performing artists, it's like it's very sometimes like the things we have to tap into to express ourselves. It takes us a little bit out of reality. We have to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? But I want us all to really tap into our visual artist minds too, because it's just the wave of the future. It's like it doesn't like your visual game has to be on point. You know what I'm saying, with your audio game to really like make the impact. I mean, you can still make great music and people will still appreciate it, but like to have impact,
right?
Like you have to have developed your whole artistry. That means your visual game has to be on point. Also, your gab, your gift, all this, your communication game. So that's the thing. It's like people have like skewed the meaning of the word social.
Right.
Now social just means me here doing this thing. It's like
or this.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like the opposite of what the word actually means. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, like social media is such a fucking mind fucked in so many ways. But even like the name of the shit is like perverse, because it's not
exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like people have gotten that all twisted. So it's like to really tap into that and to really like harness it and get people to love your artistry. It's a different vibe, man. And just like we come from an era that we were satiated audibly. You know what I'm saying? Like I could like the things I envision.
That was really good how you said that.
But I'm saying the things I envision while I'm listening to these songs are part of it for me.
Right.
But now, like, with new shit, like the vision that comes with the presentation is what you see, besides what you manufacture in your head as part of your own imagination. So you don't feel as connected to it as you would some shit from the area we're talking about, where you really got to get inside of that and feel it.
Right.
Like this is showing me what it is.
Stare at the album cover for 3 hours.
Right. Like the new shit's just showing me what it is. I'm like, okay, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a party song. Or okay, I feel she's sad, so I'm sad. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to listen to the fucking words. I see what's happening. So it's a different. It's a what you know what I'm saying. But when you're connected audibly, it's hard to get that get your artistry out to people that way nowadays, which is. So, these live shows are based on. I mean, look at the venues that are doing the best. It's the Sphere. Why? Because everybody wants to go see some shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like what they're hearing is sort of consequential, but not. You know what I mean?
See, and that's
you going there to see some shit. You're not really going there to hear nothing.
Right.
Now, you might hear some cool shit as a result. You going to see some shit, but you going there to see some cool shit. That's why you going.
Right.
The music is like.
Yeah, some of the coolest videos I've seen from the Sphere was like, I don't know, it was some DJ that just performed.
Right.
But it's almost like it's better just to go see that, because like when you see the videos of the band, it's like there's a band with all this other stuff happening behind them. Like, I I don't even need to see the band at this
Right.
point. They aren't even
Right.
like.
I don't want to. Why?
Most of the bands are hiring are
Right.
not really the bands I wanted to go see.
Exactly. That's my point. Like I'm
But
not
it's
here to
like,
see
it's
that.
almost like, yeah, let's
Half
just go have like a
motherfuckers ain't got
full-
no personality, no.
Right.
He's just standing up there. Nigga, two-step or something.
No, I'm just saying. So like that's what it is though. That's the shows that's selling.
Yeah.
It's like you motherfuckers want to go see some shit.
I mean,
man.
I would rather go to the Sphere and just like see like just a display. You know what I mean? Just like a all immersive
movie.
experience with that. Yeah, like a movie or something. You know, like something.
Some
like,
IMAX.
I don't even need a band.
Right. Exactly.
Like
No, you
that,
don't.
yeah.
It's not even.
But I don't know. You know, as far as like live music being dead or alive, I mean, the one thing for me, I know personally, like the driving factor for me with like performing live. I mean, obviously we all want to get paid and all that, but like the experience of actually creating music, especially like getting to play with like musicians that I really respect and admire playing with, and music that I enjoy, like getting to do that and like the just the interactive part, and like I don't know, music's like this direct source or direct. It's like you're tapping directly into the source,
Right.
and like to really experience that, which like I think I'm pretty
That's
fortunate.
the
I feel
beauty.
that way on a lot of my gigs, you know.
Yeah.
And like, with a
The
lot of
connection
people.
we get on stage while it's actually happening. That's second to none.
Right.
You can't really. Yeah.
But the idea is, do people care about that?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no, I mean you have to sort of. I mean,
Yeah.
the gig I had last night, it's like
Like, do I have to go up there in a fucking monkey suit now? You know?
Maybe.
Damn.
I mean, I wouldn't suggest it. But,
And with that, we
but
gonna take a
but I
break.
want to see it.
I got these old guys at the key again, so we gotta take a break.
Yeah, throw a pin in that for
God
sure.
damn, we gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Fuck.
The Shadow People podcast at gmail.com, y'all.
Like and dis-
Thank you, Danny, for the news.
Yeah, Danny.
Yep. Assistant DA.
Assistant DA.
Anyway, we want to thank Danny for that new segment.
Shout out to Danny Abel, the DA. The
Speaking of Danny, I want to bring everything back because, you know, somehow it all goes back to Michael McDonald. Now, this, I don't know a particular year, but we'll find out because I'm sure it's timestamped. But there's this crazy photo of me from one year at Jazz Fest. And our friend Ryan Haney, I'm on his shoulders and I'm like in full ecstasy moment. And at the time I was watching. No, I
if
wasn't
you on somebody's shoulders,
I wasn't on ecstasy, but I was
you was on something. If you on somebody's shoulders.
But anyway, I was stoked because we were watching Michael McDonald. Michael McDonald had opened up for Steely Dan at the Jazz Fest. And
That's
somehow we
crazy.
all got up close. Drew was there with us, a bunch of us. Derv 9 was there. And I think Drew might even took the photo of me on top of Ryan Haney because I was so stoked we were about to see Michael McDonald. And like Michael McDonald was rolling so hard, we were so into the show that nobody noticed that Danny had passed out. It was like on the ground, turning blue from like heat stroke. Like I'm saying, like I was like, we're like, you know, he was in What a Fool Believes, I'm sure, because everybody was like fully focused on raging to the song. Yeah. And then someone like, I think I like turned around and like high five Danny. He was like, what? And like,
oh shit!
Like Danny's on the ground, turning like dumping ice on him and shit, and like he was trying to. He came back. He's here. He made it. But yeah, it was. So that's the power of Michael McDonald.
Shout it, man.
We like Danny almost died because the show was so killing.
He was so killing. Michael
just
McDonald
fell
almost
out right
killed
next
this
to me.
nigga. It was so much heat. He came with the heat. He's almost killed this nigga, man. God damn. Well, I'm glad you're here, Danny. Jesus Christ.
That's Danny was. He was legit blue in the face. That was like some scary. You know, that's just no joke, man. Out there,
hey man,
that crowd and that heat.
There have been a couple of shows that I've almost died at because of the music and
that was just Telluride.
That was. Yeah. That's damn. You make a valid point. I remember that shit now. God damn. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. We want to thank y'all for tuning in.
Of course,
to
always.
the show again. We really appreciate y'all. We appreciate Danny Abel for coming through, and we're gonna have him as much as we can have him here. I want to talk about real quick, and you obviously I'd like to know what you think about this too before we go. But I want to talk about things that we are proclaiming for ourselves for the coming year, and I think it's very important, given the way that this year started, to put in the universe what we are going to have for ourselves and what we want for everyone else in the coming year. And like as you all know, like we all said, you know, we all musicians and whatnot. And, you know, I have been known to do things like, you know, tributes, shows, and which are really fun given the right people
If
there
they're
to
rehearsed
do it.
properly,
If it's rehearsed properly and the material is carefully picked, you know, instead of picking, because a lot of people like to pick the low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what everybody else does. But for myself, I really want to focus on my original material, and I want to tribute God, basically, because he gave me some shit. I hope you ain't hear that. It was
he heard it.
that was my, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get something to eat after this. But I want to, you know, I've been in this creative spurt, and I've been writing my own music, and I love doing other people's music because it helped me to find my shit. You know what I'm saying? But I really want to focus on doing my own shit, and I want everybody else to focus on, if you got music or if you got anything that you have created, don't just sit on it, because the rate shit is going now, we don't know how much motherfucking time we got left on this motherfucker. Straight up. So take the music, take the art, take whatever it is that you have created and put it out there and help these people. Because it didn't just come from no fucking where. It came from something that's bigger than you, that allows us all to exist. And art and that sort of creativity is the only thing left on this planet, in this in this realm, that helps to bring people together. And we really, really need that right now. We really, really do. I also want to talk about people calling out bad business practices. Let's be fucking transparent about what it is you want from somebody. Don't call somebody for one thing and then switch the shit up. I was in a situation not too long ago where I was called to do to be a guest with a band and an artist that I really, really respect, and I love everybody that's involved with that. And then the management wanted to switch it up and turn it into a fucking Stevie Wonder tribute. First of all, let me just say this, is that I barely escaped with my life from being poor man's James Brown. Back from when I used to play with Soul Live, and every now and then we do some James stuff with Lettuce, but Lettuce know how to do James Brown, so I don't mind doing that. But that's what I'm saying. I don't mind doing tributes with, and I'm not saying that the band that I played with didn't know how to do that shit, because we did the fuck out that shit, and especially because we had to. But you know, I want people. I really want people to just be transparent. It takes a lot of preparation to be able to do things like that. And just be clear about what it is that you want. Don't switch the shit up after I already took the gig, or after somebody done already took the gig, because that's some bullshit. Put the bullshit thing up there. That's bullshit. Straight up bullshit. And you
got hoodwinked.
Bamboozled. Run them up. Led astray. You know, and I'm not having none of that this year. I mean, if you make me an offer that I can't refuse, then great. Then we'll figure it out. I'll start going to sleep a little bit earlier, and, you know, start to cut out some things that I do in my life to prepare to be able to do some of those things. But just be with, and not even about business, bro. Stop playing stop playing in people's fucking face, man. That's bullshit. Don't play in people's face. Tell people what it is that you want from them, so that it can be clear that this is what I'm coming to do. Yep. And I'm going to do this, and pay the fucking people promptly.
And I got to piggyback.
Go ahead, please.
Because these managers and these promoters, it's not fantasy.
Sometimes y'all be on some bullshit. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're right.
I needed to say that. Y'all be on some bullshit sometimes.
Be on some bullshit. And this is the thing about, it's not fantasy football. Y'all got to stop with these high. These drug.
I was literally getting ready to say that, bro. Talk that shit.
These drug infused fucking delusions that y'all have about,
bro.
Ooh, you know, it would be cool if we had this person and this person do a thing to this and do. This is not. We're not your fantasy football team. I'm not here to get you 40 points so you win this week.
Your parlay.
Like, yeah, like bro, like.
Shout out to my brothers.
I got a certain
on that.
job to do. I'm to do it seriously. You can't be switching that shit up, and you can't be like. And every musician, I mean, you know. I get along with everybody, but every musician ain't made to play with every other musician, and you don't know people's personal, or spiritual or whatever proclivities that they have that don't vibe with everybody else. It's a reason why you ain't never seen me play with that person.
Exactly.
It's not because I don't love them. It's because like this ain't what we doing. So you gonna come here and with your little and try to play Geppetto and put me on. Well, I think it'd be cool if you did this with this. I'm like.
Yeah.
Cool based on what? Based on some fucking drug-induced illusion you had?
Yeah.
Like,
just because you got the money.
Just because you got the money to make it happen don't mean
make the shit happen.
That
and
shit drives me crazy,
cool.
man. Like
it's not cool, man.
Yeah.
That shit ain't cool. Musicians don't like that shit. We don't like that.
Yeah, and when I do tribute shows, you know, when I'm doing my hip-hop tributes, I handpick the people. And it's very well curated.
Very curated
and it's not
thing.
And there's obscure tracks and all that. We're not just it's just
because you gotta reach everybody. Don't nobody wanna hear just what you wanna hear.
Right.
Because you may not have enough knowledge of the person to be like, okay, we can actually do a tribute show. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, you know, because, and usually it's like I said earlier, it's the low hanging fruit that they be, oh, we want to hear this song and this song, this song. Damn, nigga, who get married? You know what I'm saying? And I say that because it sounds like, you know, it sounds like a wedding band, and I don't got to do wedding bands no more, man. Like I'm not doing that. That's not what I want to do. And you know, I want to be known for the things that you know I can contribute to. You
Although
know
I've had you on some weddings and you killed it.
Yeah, that
killed it.
Yeah,
but anyway,
we did have some fun. Those were some fun days.
But I feel I'm with you 1,000% on that. Stop playing. Stop ogie dogging.
What are you proclaiming for yourself this year?
Well, I thought about it just a few minutes ago while you were talking. What I'm gonna do in 2025 is I'm gonna walk through this year. Now, what I mean by that is this: you know, we all travel, and you know how it is. Like sometimes you just pass through a place. Sometimes you know you might take a ride through there. You might catch the train or the bus. But you know how it is when you walk. When you take a long walk in a place you've never been, and the shit you see, the shit you would miss if you was on the train or on the bus or being driven. So that's my plan for 2025 is just to walk through this year and not miss any of the
beautiful.
Not miss any of the roadblocks or the landmarks, not miss any of the obvious things, the things that are right in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm running past them or I'm passing through. I'm gonna walk through and really take it all in. That's my mission for 25. Because I know I've ran past, skipped past, darted past so many of my blessings. Just because I'm like, one track, like, got to get from here to there. This is what I'm doing. And it's like the cow story. Like, slow the fuck down. Walk down the mountain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take everything all in, which I've been doing a lot more over the last 10 years, you know, since I've become middle-aged. But but even with that mindset, I'm still, like, moving too fast.
Yeah. Yeah,
so I'm
getting too old to be moving that fast.
Right, so I'm gonna walk through this year very calculated and slowly. That's all. That's my plan.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that because that is a great sentiment to leave on, and I'm gonna walk to the bathroom. Now,
let's give it up for the Brown Hound Sounds.
Brown Hound Town. Shout to them always. We always got to shout them out because we love them. Shout to my man Drew on the ones and twos, the assistant attorney Danny Abel, and man, I look forward to doing this with you this year, bro. We're going to have a good year.
Coming up.
We're going to have some more coming up. And we're going to do the very best we can to get kicked off of YouTube. So.
Danny and I might sneak one in while you're on the road and get you to call in. We'll figure that out.
Hey, man, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. If I'm ever on the road and, I'll set up the cinematic. You know what I'm saying?
We got to keep the episodes coming.
We got to keep the episodes coming for sure. So I'll definitely.
And we have. We're not going to reveal it because I don't want to spoil it or ruin. But we got so many guests lined up for 2025.
Yeah, we got some guests lined up for 2025.
Since y'all haven't kicked this off the air yet.
Since y'all ain't kicked this off the air, we gonna damn sure try.
Yeah.
So, like and subscribe to the channel. All of those who love it, go to shadowpeoplepodcast@gmail.com for questions, concerns, and comments. My name is Nigel Hall.
I'm Derrick Freeman.
And Happy New Year. Try to get your shit together, please. For this year. Please. And we out, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace. Go. What's up, everybody? Nigel Hall here, creator of Behind the Groove from DeWilly Films. I'm really enjoying filming and making videos and episodes for you all to watch on YouTube. It says like and subscribe. Click on that if you can. One of the problems that I have when I'm going all over the world and I'm filming shit is all of the stuff that I really want to be filming, it's hard for me to film because I'm playing. When I'm out seeing all of these people in the audience got their phones out, I have a solution. Check this out. Why don't y'all take some of the footage, send it to me, I will edit it and credit you in my film, then we can all make films and videos together. Ain't no money though. You can still take videos that would normally be clogging up your memory in your phone and showing them to people all over the world, thereby directing them to the show so that they can see your video. Send all your videos to this email address. When you send me these videos, make sure that you shoot with an iPhone. Sorry, Android, can't use your videos. Camera sucks. I don't mean no harm. I can't edit that shit. iPhone users, make sure you shoot widescreen, not this way. It's very hard to edit that way. Make sure you shoot this way. Make sure that your videos are clear. Try to keep it steady-handed. Most importantly, have fun like you normally would be doing. I'm Nigel Hall. Thank you for helping me. I hope to use some of your videos soon. Peace.